I have in my hand a HiWatch 2 megapixel bullet security camera. It's got a 40 meter IR. It's very focal, so it has a lens 2.8 millimeters out to 12 millimeters. It's hybrid, so it'll support TVI, AHD, CVI, and indeed we can flick it back to the old 960H as well for use with traditional DVRs. And what do you call it? It's IP66, so it's suitable for outdoor use. So it's actually quite a high spec in every regard. So 2 megapixel 1080p is becoming very, very popular in terms of the overall, probably the most common use, let's say, of megapixel cameras now, probably 2 megapixel. So these particular ones, it comes in an out of box, which you can see here. So it's from HiWatch, which is a Hikvision company. And we have the user manual, which is in English, quick instruction there on the various settings. We have a little target marker here. We'll use that for matching up the holes in the back here. So what we can do, we can actually just match it up, and then we can use the plugs and screws here, the three screws for mounting this camera. So we'll see here we have the LEDs on the outside here. That's what's giving us our 40 meter IR. We have the varifocal lens in the center. We have an adjustable cover here. So what we've used this is for both guarding for sun and also from rain, keeping it away from the actual camera. And then if you just look around in the back here, we'd use our Phillips screwdriver. We're doing the adjustment in terms of how we want to set this up and angle it. And it's telling us clearly that we need to mount this up. And on the bottom here, what I'm after doing is I've loosened it off already. We just slid it off there. It's just what we need to do is just a quick sliding forward motion. And when we get in here, we'll have access, excuse me here, for both the zoom and focus. Okay, so you can adjust this, and that's just normally how you would do things here. So most cameras you'd sell would be fixed, but if you want to zoom in on a particular area, what you'll do is you'll set this up by a varifocal camera like this and set it up exactly on the picture thing. And you can do that directly off the DVR, or sometimes what you can do is just use a meter to work directly with it. So I'm just going to leave the camera there for a second, and I'm just going to reach down now, and we will grab a power unit. So there's effectively two inputs, two outputs on this, or one input, one output. So the power obviously is one of the inputs, so we're going to power directly into it. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to grab here, and I am going to adjust here. And in a moment the picture should appear on the screen. We'll just aim it up this way here and just sit it up on top of the box here for a minute. So it just gives an idea here, 2 megapixel picture quality on it. And you can just see on something close up there, still gives very high resolution in terms of my hand detail, things like that. Now the thing to note with this is, how do we do the adjustment depending on the technology we're trying to use this with? Well, the first thing to say is that if you're using this with either a HiWatch or a Hikvision DVR, you won't need to do adjustment. It'll simply adjust automatically. This is actually a Hikvision. I think it's a 3 megapixel DVR we're using this with here. But if we do need to adjust and flick through the technologies, we'll see that on the 2 megapixel cameras here, we have this little tag here, and it gives an indication of how the different technologies, TVI, AHD, CVI, and CBBS, okay? So what we can do here is we can just move back, and what we'll do here is we will just press down on the button and hold it down for 5 seconds, and it goes blank. Okay, so we've flicked over to the next technology here, okay? It'll just quickly flash up on the screen here. And the thing with it is even though we've gone to a new technology here, it makes no difference because our DVR can automatically adjust for it. So the vast majority of times, if you're using this particular vision things, you don't need to worry about what technology you have it set up on. It'll default to the TVI. So all that's going to happen is you will just come along, you'll just adjust, set it up, run the camera through, and regardless of which, all the hard graft in terms of settings and things like that has been done automatically by the DVR itself. So these particular cameras are super in terms of the overall spec, the price point to come in at, and there's just a reality out there that Hikvision and HiWatch are completely dominating the market there. They have great products, low prices, and because of the volumes they're doing, just nobody can compete. But really, if you're involved in the CCTV game, to see what's happened in the last number of years, like what you're paying now for a 2 megapixel varifocal camera, you could have paid the same amount of money 3 years ago for a really grainy picture coming off an old analog or a semi-HD camera. So it really has improved massively here. So that's it anyway, an overview of the HiWatch 2 megapixel bullet camera, 40 meter IR, 2.8 to 12 meter varifocal lens, and part of a much wider range of DVRs, cameras, power units, etc. found on freetv.ie.